Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. 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 Hello and welcome to attaQ. My name is Jakob. I'm your host and you're watching a attaQ episode. In this episode, I want to show you 5 things about the IK Multimedia UNO Drum that I absolutely love. Now, there are actually a bunch of features in the UNO Drum, but there are a few that I just simply think are amazingly good, and so those are the ones I want to show. I keep rebuilding everything and I'm moving stuff around, so I always get cables everywhere, and so far I haven't had anywhere to actually hang them, but then I realized that I could extend these things from the note stands, if you see here, so I can hang the cables like that. So there are 5 things I want to go through. Okay, so one thing I really like with the UNO Drum is the way that it mixes the analog synthesis type of sounds with PCM sounds. So you're never really stuck with one type of overall sound. So the way that this works is that all pads have 5 different sounds that they can use, but only the lower row has analog drum synthesis engines in them. And one thing I want you to note is that you do have 2 kick drums, but all of the sounds are different between these 2. So it's not like they doubled up the same sounds in both of these kick drums. Okay, so right now I'm running only analog sounds in the lower drum row. But since we can switch them out for PCM samples, then let's do that. As you can hear, you have a lot of sounds to play around with. So including the 6 analog synth drum sounds, you have 60 sounds that you can mix and match any way you want. There is one extra thing I want to show you. If we look up here, we can see that we have a menu system. So we have Drum FX Sequencer. And if we hold down on the drum until it starts blinking, we have now accessed the extra menu. And in here we can find something called Snare LPF, Kick 1 FM Tune with FM amount and sweep time. So first we'll try out the snare. Now before I start doing anything with the low pass filter, I'm gonna tweak it back to the analog synth drum engine because the snare low pass filter will not work on the PCM samples. Same with the kick FM tuning. These extra options only work on the analog synth drum engine. And if we check the kick FM tuning, as you can see, we have a lot of options when it comes to tweaking sounds on this thing. So you have a wide sonic palette to choose from when you're making your drum kits and everything. The next thing we're going to go through is the Stutter Effects. And what you need to realize is that this is not an audio stutter. There's no sampler in here. There's nothing sampling the audio output. No, the stuttering you can hear is a MIDI stutter. Now, the Stutter engine is brilliant. It simply is brilliant. And the way that you switch out the presets or parameters for the Stutter is with the second menu item here. So you go to FX and you just use this knob and this knob to change the Stutter type and the amount. The patterns can actually be found inside the manual, so you can see exactly what it does. The best way to actually show what it does is to just play it for you. This is definitely one of my most loved features in this thing. And on top of that, the UNO Drum also has a rolling function. You know, I actually talked to Della over at IK Multimedia, who's actually responsible for this MIDI stutter thing. And even though he'd never done anything like this before, he managed to make a very useful feature here. And by the way, the thing he's holding up, that's actually a circuit board. It's a prototype circuit board, an early prototype circuit board for the UNO Drum. Number 3, split presets. What does that mean? Well, you see, the way that the UNO Drum handles presets is it splits up kits from patterns. You can save 100 different kits and you can save 100 different patterns. So you could choose one kit, for instance, and then go through 100 patterns if you want. And the way that the sequencer works is that when you're choosing patterns, if you've got it playing, it will wait for the pattern to run its course before it switches over to the new selected pattern. So you're always in tempo, you're always locked to a beat. You could also, for instance, run just one pattern and switch out the kits. However, the kits, of course, do not sync to a tempo. It will just switch instantly. Number 4, the IK Multimedia UNO Drum has, just like the IK Multimedia UNO Synth, it has an input that allows you to take something else, another synth, and port the output from it in through the IK Multimedia UNO Drum itself. The only difference between the UNO Synth and the UNO Drum is that the UNO Drum also has a compressor, and you can find that on the front page. If you go to FX, then you have a compressor and you use the first knob to actually control that. And with the UNO Drum, whatever you port into the input here, well, it will also go through the compressor. Great, love that. Okay, so number 5 is the sequencer. The sequencer does what any sequencer does. It basically plays a sequence. You put notes in there and then it plays them up. The sequencer will take up to 64 steps, which is great. And apart from the swing function and also division, the interesting one is the humanize thing. If you look here at the front, you can see that if we go to sequencer, it has swing, division, and humanize. And humanize is basically the way of infusing some humanized wonkiness into it. I don't even know if that's a real term. I think you know what I mean. It kicks about the MIDI notes, so they're not perfect, you know, not on the, yeah, whatever. And those are 5 things that I really, really love with this thing. By the way, IK Multimedia recently came out with an editor for the UNO Drum, and it's available for Mac, PC, and it's also available for iOS. And it gives you full access to the UNO Drum. Do I recommend the UNO Drum? Yes, I absolutely do. I love the mix between the PCM samples and also the analog drumming in there. The analog hi-hat in this thing, it's got a thick sound to it. And also the analog clap, I really enjoy that one. If you found this video helpful, then why not drop a like down there. Also follow me on Instagram, so you won't miss any updates. Sometimes I put up stuff there that I don't put up on the channel simply because I don't want to fill up my channel with one minute or 30-second videos. I also like it when you share your stuff, when you make little jams. If you buy something new and you want to show it off, why not tag me so I can see it? So follow me on Instagram, please. And then that's pretty much it. If you want to help me in a financial way, then you've got these links over here. You can check out my music, which is starting to get old now, but if you've never heard it before, then it's new to you, and that's reason enough to check it out. It's a hard cookie to sell. Thank you so much for watching. All comments and ratings are very much appreciated. As usual, I wish you a very productive week. Now go finger all of your stuff and have a lot of fun doing it. Yes. So I need to connect this back again. What was it? No, I've already got them here.